Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Are we all sufficiently dried out by now? I think so. Well, in any event, welcome to the Winslow Township Board of Education's regular meeting. Today is Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. Public notice of this meeting was given to all members and associates in the notice dated August 11, 2023. Adequate and electronic notice of this public meeting has been provided, specifying the time, place, and manner in which this meeting is being conducted. It was advertised in the Courier Post, posted in all schools, the administration office, the municipal building, the library, the Verdun Center, Edgewood Acres, Elmtown, and the Winslow Township Post Offices. And this is our mission statement. The mission of the Winslow Township School District at large, diverse and growing community is to educate all students to become independent, lifelong learners, critical thinkers, and caring and confident members of their community. The district, in partnership with the community and in a climate of cooperation and mutual respect, will provide an academic environment which values excellence and diversity, encourages students to strive for personal excellence, and assist them in acquiring the knowledge, skills, and attitudes necessary to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world. Roll call, please.
Ms. Draper. Here. Ms. Esposito.
I don't believe she'll be joining us this evening.
Ms. Martin. Present. Ms. Moore.
Present.
Ms. Deanna. Present. Mr. Thomas.
Present.
Ms. Thomas. Present. Ms. Peterson. Present. And Ms. Hicks.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we now stand for the pledge of allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2023 district. Number one, student achievement. Continue to implement best practices for delivering instruction to students utilizing all available and appropriate instructional models. This shall include A, develop plans to increase the graduation rate. B, increase chronic absenteeism. And C, increase in benchmark scores in fourth grade ELA in the year. And D, accountability of all district staff and stakeholders. Number two, increase parent caregiver engagement in education. Provide opportunities for two-way communication with district stakeholders. B, implement the culture climate. And number three, market our strengths and achievements to all stakeholders to increase capacity for greater parent-giver community support. A, work with communication consortium. B, continue with our public relations marketing plan. C, work with various advisory committees in the district. And D, focus on refining our communication methods and messages to better market our school district.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Board members, moving down to page 2, awards and presentations.
Yes, Madam President, members of the Board of Community Review have a presentation this evening. Mr. Davis, Director of Human Resources, will be presenting his HIV for 22-23. Davis?
Well, if I may, my marking is a zero absent, but excused. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Ian Davis. I'm the anti-bullying coordinator for the district. Pursuant to New Jersey Statute 18A 37-13, New Jersey Administrative Code 6A 16-5.3, I am here to report and seek approval for the Winslow Township School District's school safety data, which includes information on the district's weapons, violence, vandalism, substance abuse, and harassment, intimidation, and bullying incidents for the period of January 1, 2023 through June 30, 2023. Board members, in your folders, we should have a chart that reflects the incidents for the second reporting period. They are as follows. As school number 1, there were 9 alleged HIV incidents, 0 confirmed, and then there were 0 weapons, violence, vandalism, and substance abuse. So there were a total of 9 incidents in school number 1. School number 2, there was 1 confirmed HIV incident, 0 weapons, violence, vandalism, and substance abuse. So there was 1 incident in school number 2. School number 3, there was 1 alleged and 1 confirmed. There was a total of 2 HIV incidents, and then there was 0 weapons, violence, vandalism, and substance abuse. School number 3 had a total of 2 incidents. School number 4, 1 alleged HIV incident, and then 0 weapons, violence, vandalism, and substance abuse. 1 incident for school number 4. School number 5, there were 5 alleged HIV incidents, 12 confirmed, for a total of 17 HIV incidents. 0 weapons, 4 violence, which consisted of 2 fights, 1 assault, and 1 threat. 0 vandalism, 0 substance abuse, for a total of 21 incidents at school number 5. School number 6, 7 alleged HIV incidents, 6 confirmed, for a total of 13 HIV incidents. 0 weapons, 0 violence, 0 vandalism, 0 substance abuse, for a total of 13 incidents at school number 6. Middle school, 21 alleged HIV, 16 confirmed, for a total of 37 HIV incidents. 0 weapons, 21 violence, which consisted of 10 fights, 6 assaults, 5 public alarms, 0 vandalism, and 10 instances of substance abuse. 7 were undetermined substances, including marijuana, for a total of 68 incidents at the middle school. High school, 14 alleged HIV, 3 confirmed, for a total of 17 HIV incidents, 0 weapons, 16 violence, characterized by 6 fights, 9 assaults, and 1 theft, 0 vandalism, and then 8 substance abuse, which was 4 undetermined substances, and 4 marijuana incidents, for a total of 41 at high school. Our grand totals, HIV was 97 total incidents, 0 weapons, 41 violence, 0 vandalism, 18 substance abuse, for a grand total of 156 incidents for report period number 2 from January 1, 2023 to June 30.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Board members, would there be any questions, comments in regards to the report? Hearing none, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to approve the report, which is a summary of school safety data for the period January 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2023. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the summary school safety data for the period of January 1, 2023 and June 30th.
Is there a second?
Thomas, second.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. All in favor? Any nays? Thank you. Board members, before I move into correspondence, I noticed that certainly most of our principals are here, and I would just like to pause and say a few words to them. We just heard, of course, a report that ended with the school year last year. But what I would like to focus on is this school year. I was able to attend the opening first day of school at School 3, mainly because it's close to me, and they don't have to be there till 9 o'clock. But I would just like to thank all principals for great openings. I heard really great things about the openings from school 1 to the high school. And as I've said before, ladies and gentlemen, as I look out here and I look at our principals, when I was in school, our principals didn't look like me. And so I'm so thankful and grateful. A special shout out again to School 3, because I didn't think I could dance, but the mayor danced, so did I. And so it was a great opening. So hopefully that's a great start to what will be a great year. And again, thank you so very much, principals, for all that you do for our children. Thank you. Moving down to correspondence. Ms. Gordon, do you have any correspondence at this time?
There's no correspondence to be
Thank you, Ms. Wood. Moving down, board members, at this time, I'm asking for you to approve our minutes from our board meeting, which was held on Wednesday, September 13th, 2023, both open session and closed session. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve, regular meeting minutes for open and closed session for Wednesday, September 13th. Second.
Moved by Ms. Galley, second by Ms. Thomas. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Frederick? Abstain. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Joe Thomas, yes.
Ms. Thomas? Yes. Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
And Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Wood. Moving now, board members, to our board committee reports. Will there be a report out of our athletic committee at this time?
The report that Mr. Thomas has information on false ones.
Oh, Mr. Thomas, he's our sportscaster.
Yeah, how about the Winslow Eagles? Not just the Winslow Eagles, our volleyball is coming along too. They're competing, our tennis is competing. Our cross-country girls are doing a phenomenal job. We've got a bright future with a plethora of freshmen that are doing this towing in line. But I want to give a special thank out to the guy who does our football. The football field is phenomenal. I know 2 years ago we had a little issue with the field and wasn't competing, but this guy is just outstanding, and a lot of times we don't give people like that the credit and the kudos that they deserve. But he's doing a phenomenal job. I'd like to give also credit out to our new AD for the coordination of our staff that's already at the game. They are color coordinated, so you can identify who's who in case you need to help somebody. The staff is coordinated going forward like that. And our award-winning media team. They put a program together that was phenomenal. I've been watching them for the last 2 years. I watch other media things. They put a program together for all our students. Our students did the play-by-play, phenomenal. It was the first time we ever done it. They got the lower thirds. We could look at the score, know what the time, how much is in it. That's not easy to do and to coordinate when you're not practicing. I want to give a shout out to that Ingram and that whole crew over there that did that digital media. And we had over 1,000 views in the first 3 hours. So there's a platform for us to go into 1,000 homes and engage the homes. If the homes don't come to us, we can go to them and put our message in there. So I'm hearing that we're going to expand on that. We will be able to put that message out into the homes, because everybody likes to see their kids on TV. So if they know that their kids, got the band, got people on there, got the cheerleaders, you even got the eagle. We got the mascot, the eagle, he's out there. So his mother contacted me and said, thumbs up, but that's my son out there. So that's a great thing to do. Look, I had, last but not least, the Eagles. Them Winslow Eagles put up a 60-piece on St. Joe's last week. That's a lot of points. On Shawnee Way. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points that we put up. This week we got Ocean City. So we're gonna take a ride down to Ocean City. Right now, we're number 7 in South Jersey, in the football. So we're doing a phenomenal job. Shout out to the coaches. A lot of D1 coaches going there, and our kicker broke a record. 6 field goals in one game is a record-breaking situation. So they are really doing it, and I would ask them to start getting the committee together for our Wall of Fame. Because I believe this class has a lot of Wall of Famers in it, so we need to be prepared for them because they're moving on to great things. And that's the end of my report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thomas. That's a very, very promising report. And so again, Mr. Thomas, if you don't mind, I can tell you the sports cast. That's okay.
We're going to have to talk about no negotiation. All right.
Okay, moving from that, will there be a report out of our education committee?
The education committee meeting is called to order at 4:05 p.m. September 19, 2023, in the district administrative building. In attendance were Mr. Peterson, Mr. Mark, Dr. Carbonell, and Dr. Josie. Discussion topics were New Jersey School Climate Improvement Platform, New Jersey School Climate Improvement Survey was developed by the School Climate Transformation Project at Rutgers University in collaboration with the New Jersey Department of Education. It is a free online tool for data-guided school climate improvement currently used by a growing network of over 130 districts. The platform offers resources to support team development, a calendar of suggested meeting topics, agendas, and note-taking tools. The NJSCI survey, validated school climate instrument available in 32 languages for students and families, is administered electronically to students in grades 3 through 12, staff, and parents and caregivers. Interactive data reports with insights and the ability to compare perceptions within and across schools and by group. Data analysis features for exploring school climate strengths and needs. Plans, including interactive graph, to monitor progress over time. The components are guidance for school climate leadership, team development. The school climate leadership team drives the school climate change process through the enactment of effective problem solving practices, including data collection, analysis, and prioritization of needs, as well as strategic planning proposal for strategy implementation and progress monitoring. The team composition. School climate leadership teams consist of members with diverse roles, including teachers, counselors, support staff, and administrators in each building. Each team member is responsible for completing all training modules ranging from 20 to 90 minutes. To accomplish the team tasks and responsibilities, the team should plan to meet with the flexibility to meet more often or for longer blocks of time as needed, as a whole team or in subcommittees. Administrators should take the time at the beginning of the school year to set up the calendar with the team and set up standard prep time for the team members. Data coordinators. The NJSCI survey is anonymous and participation is voluntary for all groups. Individuals may decide not to take the survey or skip some of the items on the survey. Students must understand that participation in the survey is their choice and their decision will not affect their grades. Students can skip any question they are uncomfortable answering on the survey, including questions about their background. Some items on the student surveys may require that the district conduct a passive consent process under active parental consent, and passive parental consent is statutory law. The district superintendent should consult its counsel for guidance on compliance with all applicable laws and policies related to parental consent for surveys. Survey administration schedule. 2 versions of the student survey as well as 2 student survey links. Students that opt out of the survey, and the method will be the length of time, coordinate space and technology, and plan for additional accommodations for students as necessary. Strategies for consideration. Feedback from other district preparation, training of building teams, and conversation. The next committee meeting is scheduled for 4 p.m. on Tuesday, October 17th, via the district's website. The meeting adjourned at 6 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Board members, if you have questions or comments regarding to report out of education?
Yes, Madam President, I will step beyond my bounds. So any board members have any comments, allow me to go first. Yes.
I just noted that the next meeting for team building, whatever scheduled October 17th. I know we wanted to try to push the survey out next month. I'm assuming that's not what.
I'm prepared to explain.
But then, excuse me, the next meeting of the art committee, the education committee is October 17th. Not that, it's the key building.
Thank you. I apologize.
No problem. Madam President, members of the board, I have asked the education committee to meet with us in person to go over culture and climate survey because I had some concerns as to the results to the culture and climate survey itself. When we first discussed the culture and climate survey and during our retreat, of course, I agreed to do it. And I thought that for the most part, maybe 90% of the responsibility would fall upon me. Once we got into the survey, I realized that there's a lot that needs to be done at the building level with the building principal and teachers. That task has become almost impossible at this point. And let me just give you a snapshot of a principal's day. When the principal first gets to his or her building, they have to concern themselves with making sure that all the classes are covered. Now, we do have shortage of staff, we are now dealing with absenteeism, and therefore they have to make sure that they're making arrangements that classes covered. Our teachers who are there for support services to pull out, they normally have to be asked to cover classes, which means that those children who get or additional services can't get it on those days because we need them to cover those buildings. I have to ask building principals to get in those classrooms early and often to monitor instruction, do their observations. Of course, by the time the buses arrive, they have to deal with student issues or parent calling that they didn't get back to them the day before or whatever it may be. They have to block out at least 2 hours for lunch. We're asking them to set up for these parent engagement activities, parent engagement activities, which I've asked them we must improve upon. We're preparing for parent visitations. We're asking them to prepare for after-school tutoring. We have very few teachers who are available for after-school tutoring. Tonight, they're going to approve before-school tutoring for those teachers who can't come before school. Then on the other hand, the teachers who want those teams are in classrooms all day. So the question that I have asked myself, when are the principals going to have time to do this? And then the same teachers who are available are the ones who are doing the before or after school tutoring. So at this point, and then we have a couple schools that don't even have any teachers, as you will see tonight, for the before school tutoring program. And I'm concerned about those who are available on burning themselves out. So I don't know when they're supposed to have time to do this. And I just want you to know that I've spent a lot of time with the survey, and my recommendation at this point is if we are going to, and we will, continue to move forward with the parent climate and culture survey, I'm in a position where I'm going to take a different direction. I'm going to have to do something different. This climate culture survey, though it is available through the state and local university, it does not meet our needs based on the time that we have allowed abolished, because the building principals cannot do those things that are required. So what I've done, I've taken it upon myself to look at other companies that provide a climate and culture survey. And I saw one that I do like. I have reached out to them, and I will set up another meeting next week. And I will come back to you with a recommendation, because at this point, this particular culture climate survey that I have identified places most of the earnings back on me, and I don't have to rely on the building principals, teachers, because at this point, they just don't have the time. My objective is to provide a climate and culture survey. Isn't that my objective? And so at this point, I'm going in a different direction, and I'll be able to present to the board a recommendation, hopefully at the next board meeting, of a culture and climate survey that does not rely heavily on the building principals and teachers for their input. And I think it's going to meet our needs based on our preliminary assessment of it. It's going to do what we are expected to do, what the community has expected of us. And at this point, we spits members of the board. I'm going in a different direction, because at this point, the one we have in front of us, we can't do all the things it's asking us and be able to do it in a timely manner. But I think Plan B is going to be just as effective.
Board members' comments?
Yeah, I have one more question, and not necessarily to you, Dr. Booty, but to anyone that can answer this question. What are we looking to gain from this culture conference?
Based on the comments of some board members, it is believed that from this culture climate survey, we would be able to get a feel as to how not only students, but staff feel with regards to how our district is being run going forward.
On that assessment, what would be the next steps?
The next step upon that assessment is to evaluate that assessment and then take a look at the strengths and improve upon the strengths, and look at the weaknesses and improve upon and change the weaknesses. Now, that's what in the past board members, as I understand it, you can correct me, please, it's the whole purpose of the culture climate survey, because this is not, the whole idea of the culture climate survey is not new to the board. It has been brought up before. And so, Mr. Thomas, that would be my reply to you. Now, any other board members would like to reply?
Yes, Madam President. Because it was given over to the Education Committee, I tried to do research. I do this on an ongoing basis in my other job. However, when I looked at the data, and it has 6 domains that it's referring to. One is safety, the safety environment of the learning community. So you can look at it. I actually went a step further to find out which school districts out of the 593 school districts we have in the state of New Jersey, is 130. I pointed one, which I knew of relatively close, and it was Watchung, New Jersey, which is only a K through 8, so it didn't match up with our district. They have a regional school district. And then I looked at the other issues, and I couldn't find a lot of information out, and I was asking people at the state level just to give me that data. I think that there may be other instruments, and I think it's time consuming. And I said in my last meeting, at our last meeting, this is a strategic plan. They say 3 years, it's a 5-year plan in the making, because it's going to take you at least a year and a half. When we really looked at this, we should have been starting this probably last May to get all the training. When you look at training for the staff at each school, so you might have 6 members at each school, that's a lot of time. Where do they get the time to do it? And at our last report, we looked at where we were weak in terms of teachers' aides and some of the other disciplines we needed in our school. That's when I began, as a person, I began to look at, is this something feasible? Yes, it will probably give us the data we need, but is this something that we can do better? So I was weighing pros and cons to anything, so I could get a more intelligent look at what we can do.
Mr. Titus,
Yes.
I've been involved with this culture climate survey since we returned, well, prior to us returning. I started over the summer months. And I can tell you what it's supposed to do for us, just based on my knowledge and research. It's supposed to do a litany of things for the school district. One, it's supposed to improve our delivery of services across the board. It's supposed to get more parent engagement, parent involvement. It's supposed to help us to improve student achievement. It is supposed to get students and parents more engaged in day-to-day operations or the education process. It's supposed to make our school environments more safer, and safety protocols are being followed. And you just go down the list, it's supposed to just help the overall environment of the school itself and each of the different categories and questions that will be asked. We're supposed to take that data, and that data is supposed to drive all the decisions that we make. It may be different from school to school, and whatever it says that needs to happen in school one, we need to develop goals, objectives to address school one, same for school two, as we did before. So overall, it's supposed to have a positive impact on the school environment as a whole. I believe that based on everything that I have learned over the past 2 months, that we can achieve what our objective was without going through the in-depth involvement of the individual staff members at the building. So I'm confident that we're going to move forward, we're going to put something in place, but it will be something that I believe is equal to or better than, and still have the same outcomes.
Thank you. I've been remiss if I did not say. I don't want this to happen all of a sudden. This culture climate survey. This is what happened. Once again, community wants it. I'm totally for it. And now that they spend educating our child. And I must say, from 3 years ago, when I first hit the scene, we have come a mighty long way with all these topics. Just talking about the viewership, what's going on with the football team. Them parents are engaged. That's the new way of engaging. And my daily travels in a day is at least 60 miles, whether it's from here to Trenton, from here to Atlantic City, from here to Philly. And I can tell you this right now, Winslow Township is the talk of the town. Winslow School District is the talk of the town. So we have come a long way, and I'm more concerned about right now. Let's keep that in place. Let's make sure we don't sacrifice how far we've come to be right now. We are in a great place right now, and I just don't want to put that on hinge on something that we're expecting to come that might not never come.
And I agree with Mr. Thomas, I don't want to be David Horse, but I have reached the point where I had to decide what's most important. What these principals are being asked to do, particularly day-to-day operations, academic achievement, student achievement, safety at the building level. What's more important, what they have to do, or should I keep pushing to get this cultural economy survey stuff done that they have been asked to do? And I realized that I can't do that and ask them at the expense of what they're trying to do for these children on a regular basis. That is first and foremost. So that's why we have to just, reassess where we are and make a decision as to where we're going to go at this point. I can't ask any more of those principals and those teachers. You just can't ask any more from them. I mean, people out there they're wearing more hats than they've ever had to wear before. And I'm concerned at this point, even without the culture and climate survey, I'm concerned about our teachers because there are so many things they're being asked to do. And just making sure we make it from morning till dismissal every day is a challenge. And by the time they are finished, they're tired and they want to go home. And I can't ask them to stay any longer than they have. And the 3 or 4 that we do have that will stay after school, They're the ones who doing the after-school tutoring, they're the ones that's on all the teams. And at some point, you gotta say, hey, enough is enough. Because academic achievement, student achievement, based on our test scores, that's where they need to be spending their time. Without question. That's where they need to be spending their time. So I don't wanna keep belaboring the issue, but Madam President, I'll come back next board meeting with recommendations.
So therefore, Dr. Boutique, what I would ask at this point, if any of the board members would have any objections to what Dr. Boutique has put forth before us, because it's not as if we're not going to go forward with a culture climate study, we're just going to take another direction. And board members, would you have any objections or any problems with that, with him coming back next week and giving us an
I
alternative?
did have additional comments.
Okay, you might,
Pardon?
yes.
I do want to point out that the CAC did bring us this survey, I believe, last March. So the fact that it did take us about 6 months to realize that it was inadequate, is definitely a failure on our part. We did keep kicking it back until we were treating it now, we're in a position to correct. I will maintain an open mind, Dr. Kuti will bring us an instrument that is comparable and less time consuming, for the staff to implement. One of the challenges of the Board of Education is two-way communication. And I will say every chat with the board member we had this summer, every single chat, every meeting came out with we need a culture and climate survey. We also want a culture and climate survey that the teachers can take as well, because obviously teacher retention continues to be an issue. And we would like to hear from, that constituency as well. So I will keep an open mind, look forward to what Dr. Kuti has to say, but yes, I agree, culture and climate survey must happen in a proper fashion.
And Mr. Nieves, the instrument that I'm looking at will make sure that every entity in the district is taken care of, students, staff, parents, it will be comparable to what we do. And all of those individuals will be a part of the system.
Okay, any other comments, board members? So that we'll wait to hear at our next.
Absolutely.
Further presentation.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Moving now, board members, we're still on our board committee reports. Will there be a report out of our operations committee?
Yes, Madam President.
Madam President, the Operations Committee met on Tuesday, September 26, 2023, at 5:30 via WebEx. In attendance were Ms. Draper, Ms. Chair, Ms. Esposito, Ms. Boyle, Ms. Chico, and Dr. Mills. And we discussed the following items. We provided an update of the 2021-22 capital project status. So the fire alarms at schools 1, 2, and 3, and schools 5 and 6. All of those projects are completed and vendor has paid. Those are done. We had security alarms at the high school and middle school. The project is substantially complete. Lamb, who is our district appointed architect, sent a list of closeout documents to the vendor on August 3rd, 2023, and Lamb's going to follow up with the vendor regarding the status of the closeout documents. Once they're provided to us, we'll complete that project as well. The walk-in refrigerated freezer boxes installed at schools 3, 4, 5, and 6. This project is also substantially complete. All of the closeout documents were forwarded to the district for review. Land is going out tomorrow to double check the punch list items. Once that's complete, they'll send us a final payment application. The school 6 main office HVAC replacement. This project is substantially complete. Land's going to contact the vendor again regarding the status of the closeout documents. Capital projects. The circulation pumps at schools 1, 2, 3, 4, and the middle school. And then the middle school facade repairs and meeting. Both those projects required additional funding, which we anticipated in the 23-24 budget. We're going to confer with land to discuss the best time to put those projects out for review. The high school HVAC upgrade, we had bid documents prepared because of the cost of the project. The bid documents had to be submitted to the Office of State Comptroller for review. They reviewed, had several comments, and returned the bids back with comments. We are going to coordinate with land and the board of solicitors to address those issues. Resubmit the bid to OSC and then place it out. The School 6 HVAC upgrades, we're talking about the balance of School 6. The regular operating district, or ROD, grant money was being available to assist with certain capital projects. We were recently made aware that the district was allocating funds toward the project. The state is going to have to send out preliminary eligible cost letters and then final eligible cost letters to the district. So we're anticipating those letters. However, we cannot award the project prior to receiving the final eligible cost letter. If we do, we will lose the funding. So kind of hold that. The before and after school program, Dr. Mill shared some information with us here that staffing continues to be a challenge in the 23-24 school year, but he remains hopeful that the district will be in a position to offer services that previously left in the coming months. The long-range facilities plan, or LRFP, needs to be updated and re-approved since it's being approved by January of 2024. We've begun the review of our current plan for uncompleted projects that may be rolled into the new plan. We have also had a meeting with our facilities team for their input since they have hands-on knowledge of the systems and development of the issue. The leadership team will continue our review. However, we're going to need the assistance of the architect to finalize the process. The meeting adjourned at 6:27 p.m. and the next scheduled meeting is to be determined. I believe we've got a conflict with the New Jersey School workshop.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moore. Board members, any questions or comments with regards to our report out? Hearing them, moving down with the report out of the marketing committee at this time?
Yes.
Yes.
Just for you who has hearing aids, please speak into your mic because I can't hear you. We met this afternoon. Just a few things that we talked about. We will have formal minutes for the next meeting. One of the things is the Meet the Candidates Night, which will be next Thursday at 6 p.m. at School 6. It's going to be moderated by the League of Women Voters. One of the things we'd like to request is that it be live streamed and or recorded. We were hoping that our team at the high school could be involved in that if possible. And I noticed this last minute, we're just finding out about just ourselves. So, but.
Just a question, you said next Thursday, so that's October 5th? At what time this morning?
6 p.m.
And it will be the location?
School 6.
School 6. Thank you.
And I understand that videotaping it or live streaming it would require the okay of all of the candidates in order to do that. So I'll have to see how we can get that done. But that's it is okay if everybody agrees for us to do.
So how soon will you know that?
So that's a good question.
All right, I'll second. I'm looking into that.
Excuse me, Mr. President, could you just go for the mic, please? Could you ask him to identify himself as well?
Yes.
No problem. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Robert Devon, President of the Winslow Township Education Association. All right, the project, question, Dr. Cote. I brought to my attention that you went to live stream today. One of the ground rules for the league of voters that are moderating the program, their first thing is no videotaping, no recording. All right, it does leave a little caveat in there that says that if they agree to it, they're the first ones we have to reach out. Right, for being here today, didn't get a response from them yet. They have to agree that they'll allow video taping for live stream. I think we're talking about live stream. Okay, if they agree to it, then all the candidates that are running, they also have to agree to it. The legal voters would like a signed document that they agree to be able to have to go live, everything. There's not going to be enough time, so we're asking them if they're willing to allow it, will they accept a voice vote? So to answer your question, as soon as I get an answer, I will be happy to pass the information on.
Mr. Devon, would there be all or none? Let's say, for example, of the 9 candidates, 8 say yes and 1 say no. So does that mean it doesn't happen?
I believe that's the way the League of Voters, ground rules are written. All right.
And that is assuming that we can get the individuals who are responsible for the taping live streaming to be available for that particular day. So, I'll reach out to those individuals, but I think the sooner we do the better, because I want to have them, if they're available, all prepped up and then come find out.
Right.
We can't do it. So we should let you know.
I will let you know as soon as possible. Like I said, it just came to my desk this afternoon. I really wanted to thank you. So,
Thank you.
all right.
Thank you.
I have a question. This might be looked for our council for, what legal responsibilities do you take when we do something of that magnitude, given that, it's a political event where there is a legal pushback with that?
Well, I think that you're engaging the living room and voters, let them keep that operator in the rules.
That's correct.
So, if you go with them to run, you establish their rules you want. I'm sure they have a objective criteria that they use in running it. They didn't run it, and they're very familiar with that process. I don't know who would. I don't know why they have those rules in place, but obviously they're a very well-respected organization that believes in high voter turnout. I'm just not sure why they have that rule, but apparently according to some everything.
Yes, and every candidate that is running was given the ground, presented the ground rules ahead of time, that they are supposed to document, be read on and signing, and I would imagine when they meet on that night, they will be looking for those signed documents from the candidates. So, again, I'm hoping that they'll relent, and if they say they're willing to do it, then we have to go through all 9 candidates. So we will try to reach out to the 9 candidates and also get a response from the voters. We're confident it's supposed to be doing it. And we'll reach out to the candidate and hopefully they will respond to us and then we can get back to you guys as soon as possible. Now, I know we're on a real tight time, and it was put on, just kind of put on us, the WTDA, about a week and a half ago. So we were trying to put this together. We Stonewall and a couple of our venues, so that's why we had to go to school 6. And it's just been a lot to try to get together. The reason they wanted it so early is because mail ballots are coming out within the next 2 weeks, and they wanted to make sure that we had a program before people got the ballots, voted, sealed the ballot, sent it back, and then all of a sudden we started having our meeting candidates. So we're up against the timeline, and we're working the best we can.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
The next thing is September, you can sign up for a library card month. I'll be sending you a link tomorrow, Dr. Purdy, to put on the website and the district Facebook page, so we can kind of push that.
That you send Ms. Curry also.
Also, it's National Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th to October 15th. This has been mentioned before. We would like information from the schools, aka the principals, about any activities that are going on in the schools having to do with this particular period, celebration, so that we can have it shared on the district website and our the last thing was the discussion about continuing the chats with the board members, and Ms. Davis is going to speak about that.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. I know Mrs. Pitts, our last meeting, you had mentioned that we wanted to do these quarterly and basically at every semester. I would.
Every, it's four.
Four semesters.
Four.
So that would put us at about November, because November is kind of a fun month. Probably the week that I'm looking at is that week in between teachers convention and Thanksgiving break. I really wanted to try to do a virtual format. Another question that I had for the board at large as well, I know in the summer, we had 4 meetings in the month of July in each board. We rotated board members out. I don't know if it's necessary for us to do that same format each quarter. Perhaps we would have, 1 meeting each quarter, and then, the board members would rotate out for those meetings. Just throwing out to the board to see how they want to handle that format.
Board members, any comments or questions with regards to that format? Ms. Davis, so are you saying that unlike what we initially did, that at each of these chat board members, there would, are you saying that it would be the same board members, or that we would rotate it?
Yeah, we can rotate as we did before, but as opposed to having, let's say, 4 meetings in the month of November, it would be 1 meeting with the possibility of 4 board members being at that meeting. And then, so on and so forth for the rest of the school year. If we were to do another format similar in the summertime, we could go back to what we did in July, where we had the in-person each quarter, just for the school year, for this purpose. I think 1 each quarter would be sufficient for our team to work on.
Okay, I think that will enable us to get the connection and communication with the community that's trying to do. Any questions?
Yes, I have one.
Yes, Mr. Thomas.
I'm asking that I'm going to but I'm just asking that we have some type of performance guidelines, some type of performance goals of what we are trying to achieve here. I'm just in a goal-oriented society where I want to do something that at the end of the day I want to know if it's working or it's not. So I know we did it before, but I'm still in the blur. I didn't have some comments done, and I just want to know going forward, what is the goal here? What are we trying to achieve so we can measure and have metric on a measurable job?
So I'll take that one. As a board, we are charged with policy, planning, appraisal, and two-way communication with our community. So chat with board members, 6 year one attendance of that we are charged with. Whether it's us sitting down and just hearing directly from the community, which is what the chat with the board member is. Also allows us to clear up any misconceptions, which we did through several of the chat with the board members on policy, procedure, and board member. And getting that input from the community and having that two-way communication. One of the things that we heard from the community during the chats, if they can come up and make their public comments, but generally we can't respond because our board meetings is not a forum for open dialogue. This is their opportunity to have that two-way dialogue, which is what we're charged with as elected officials.
And that's simply outstanding. Can that be put in writing and presented to them at the beginning of this meeting so we know what guideline of this meeting is going to be out? But that's absolutely outstanding.
Actually, Mr. Thomas, you can, because these chat with board members is our way of saying, let's talk to you up close and personal. And sure, absolutely, it's not a problem to have a handout, because that structure is better if I believe if we do that again, going around. So, not a problem. Ms. Yetta?
No, that's pretty much how I ran the last couple of chat with board members, so.
I know when I was there, I didn't see it. Maybe we got from that, but I just want to reach from that going forward. That it is structured in the guidelines. Right.
I think the structure changed from the first two. The third and fourth ones were very different.
And make sure that all board members have it, so they know going forward, it is structured. If you came out at the last, I never.
Well, I know we did discuss it ad nauseum at our board retreat. Perhaps it was not.
But we will do better going forward, Mr. Thomas.
That's all I want.
Okay, good enough. Anything further, Ms. Moore?
No, that's
No? Thank you. Moving now from our marketing committee report, let's move to our diversity and equity.
Not at this time, Madam President, but I will have a recommendation there.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Any report from our citizens advisory committee?
No report at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. With regards to our policy committee, I believe I have contacted members, and I'll repeat what I said at the last meeting, is that we will have our policy committee meeting tomorrow, Thursday, the 28th. It will be virtual, 5 p.m. I believe that all committee members have received the information with regards to the policies that we're going to go over, and there are some additional items that we will discuss for clarification purposes tomorrow. Board members who are on the policy committee, any questions? Clear? You okay, Mr. Thomas? Ms. Nieves? Okay, so we're good. Thank you. At this time, board members, I'm on page 2. I'm asking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report as it begins at the bottom, middle of page 2, and continues through to the bottom of page 6. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the superintendent's report as it appears in the middle of page 2 to the bottom of page 6.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Ms. Dredden?
yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Joe Thomas, yes.
Ms. Thomas? Yes. Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Thank you, Ms. Fuller. Board members, I'm at the top of page 7. I'm asking for a motion to approve the Business Administrative Board Secretary's report that begins at the top of page 7 and continues through to the bottom of page 12. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the business administrator board secretary's report as it begins on page 7 and goes through to the bottom of page 12.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. Further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Ms. Dredden? Yes. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes, but I'll have to abstain from item number 31 on page 12.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Yes. Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Thank you, Ms. Fuller. Moving now, board members, I'm at the top of page 13. I'm asking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report as it appears at the top of page 13 and continues through to the middle of page 16. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the personnel superintendent recommended items as it appears on page 13
goes through to the middle of page 16.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. Would there be any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Ms. Dredden? Yes. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Motion has carried.
Thank you, Ms. Ford. Moving now, board members, to our agenda. It's that nice blue sheet that comes in our brown folder. Since we do get this in advance, I'm going to go ahead and ask for a motion to approve the Business Administrative Board Secretary's report as it appears on our agenda, beginning with page 1 and ending with the bottom of page 2. Is there a motion?
Madam President,
Yes.
before we make the motion, I'd like to add one other item under number 5.
Yes.
I'd like to add Cheryl Pitts to attend that conference. The Camden County School Business Association, anyway, hybrid meeting, the virtual session, we're going to add Ms. Pitts.
Thank you, Ms. Ford.
Scheduled October 12th.
So I'm going to repeat that motion with the addition of an additional name as presented by Ms. Boyle with regards to the Business Administrative Board Secretary's report. I'm going to ask for a motion again, and including the addition.
Motion to approve the Board Business Administrative Board Secretary's report on page 1 and 2 with the addition of Ms. Pitts attending the hybrid program. Yes.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Ms. Dredden? Yes. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Thank you, Ms. Boyle. Moving now, board members, I'm at the top of page 3. On our agenda, I'm asking for a motion to approve the personnel report as it begins and ends on page 3. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the personnel report as it begins and ends on page 3. Second.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Ms. Dredden? Yes. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Peterson? Yes. And Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Thank you, Ms. Boyle. Moving now, board members, Ms. Boyle will add our open public record.
Yes, Madam President, between the period of September 8, 2023 and September 21st, 2023, received and responded to one open request from the Amber Norwood from the Industry, Labor, and Compliance Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters. They wanted copies of construction or maintenance work, purchase orders within the district between the dates of September 30th, 2021 and August 21st, 2023. They allowed us to produce a summarized report as long as that report would give us the PO date number, the vendor name, the amount, and so they, instead of having to pull out all of those POs and a photocopy. So those documents, that document filed and sent.
Thank you, Ms. Boyle. Moving now, board members, I'm at the top of page 17, informational items, Council Martin.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board and community, I have several information items this evening. However, Mrs. Smith, before we move forward, I just need to make a point of clarification on the culture and climate survey.
Yes.
Now, I know, and I appreciate the CAC making the recommendation to use the culture and climate survey that we have. However, as we discussed at our retreat, it's not necessarily the obligation of the superintendent to use that survey. It's my responsibility to get the job done. So if you ask me to conduct a cultural climate survey, it's my call. So when I come back with a recommendation at our next board meeting, it's not necessarily only, and then I will move forward to accomplish the goal that was asked of me. So I just wanted to make that clear because we've had that discussion that you ask me what to do, you don't necessarily direct me as to how to do it, but just as long as I get it done. So I'm saying I'm going to conduct and make sure we have a cultural climate survey, but I am going to select the tool or the instrument that I feel is more feasible for us at this time. So I just want to clarify that before I next meeting.
Thank you, Dr.
Our student rep for the school board will be with us at our next board meeting. Ms. Taisha Doyle is a 12th grader at the high school. She is the Senate president. She was selected by her peers to represent Winslow Township High School as a student rep on our board. So we will be expecting Ms. Doyle to be with us at our next meeting. I would also like to bring to your attention that some of you may be aware, last year in Camden County, a student in one of our neighboring school districts overdosed on a school bus, and by the time the ambulance and the EMS personnel arrived, it was a sad and tragic ending. One of the things we've been discussing with the Camden County Health Department was making sure that our bus drivers are prepared in the event something of that nature occurs. The opioid pandemic has spread to the point where South Jersey has the highest number of opioid incidents and tragedies in the entire state. So I took upon myself with the Camden County Health Department, and I spoke with Mrs. Wall and Mrs. Boyle about preparing our bus drivers in the event we have such an incident. So a week prior to the opening of school, all of our bus drivers were trained on how to administer the opioid nasal spray. It's called the Narcan nasal spray. This spray can be administered by a bus driver in the event of an emergency until medical staff arrive. Each bus driver received this, it's called the overdose emergency kit. Everyone was trained in using it. It's a nasal spray. The Camden County Health Department came in and trained our bus drivers, and all of our bus drivers participated. And it's just as simple as administering the spray up the nostril of the person who may be in crisis at the time. And it has been proven through medical research that this has saved many, many lives. We're hoping that our bus drivers never have to use it. But in the event something like that occurs, we're hoping that they will be prepared. There have been, and I asked about the liability, and this nasal spray, even if it's not an opioid overdose, it will not harm the individual at all. And our bus drivers were assured that if they administered that nasal spray, that they will not be in any situation where now they're held liable for attempting to save someone's life. So I just wanted everyone to know that each bus driver now has an emergency kit on the bus, just in case of an emergency. Right?
And that,
To take that a little further, we have them in our schools.
Oh yeah, we've had kids, they are mounted on walls and little containers that are locked and sealed. Yes, they're in all of our schools. They've been in our schools in several occasions. Again, as Winslow Township School District, we have not had any incidents of that nature in our schools, but you can't be in a position where you don't have it. One of the things they made clear to us, if in the event you have an incident on the bus and you don't have the kit to try to save the person, then you could be held liable. Because it's not like you didn't know and you haven't. So we are prepared in the event of emergency. We hope we never, ever have to use it.
So that's what you guys are saying, because it's better to have it not need than to need and not have. And I don't know if anyone else has seen, but yesterday, Chapter 6, they did do a report on several of the districts here in South Jersey who have that, and they did mention that our district was one of 4 districts that whose bus drivers had received it.
The next one, ladies and gentlemen, I want to pass out this Winslow Township Parent Visitation Guidelines. As you know, we are in the process of beginning our visitations for parents, and I shared with you at the last meeting that we were going to prepare some guidelines for our parents and administrators. So Dr. Carpenter and I met the building principals, and we were able to come up with these guidelines that we will provide to the parents and the teachers prior to visitations taking place. I'll go down them briefly and, of course, open for discussion. 1 visit per school year, 1 parent guardian per visit, only adults are permitted to attend, and that will become even more clear as we go down the list because we don't want to have too many people to play at the same time, so we want to give everybody time to visit. Proper attire is required. We're asking that parents, of course, to come dressed appropriately for the visit. Visitors will sign in at the main office and wait to be escorted to the classroom. Our safety protocols are in place, will remain in place for the safety of everyone. All visitors must wear their visitor identification badge for the duration of the visit. All visitors must comply with safety protocols. In the event of an emergency, visitors are not permitted to use their cell phones or leave the classroom or building unless directed to do so. Students will not be dismissed to their parent or guardian. Lockdowns, lockouts, any type of emergencies, parents must be informed to the rules and regulations of the school at that time. And our experiences over the years, whenever there's an emergency, parents will take the child home. That will not be the case. So we want to, again, maintain certain protocols. Visitation will not exceed 1 class period. That may vary from grade level to grade level, but 1 class period. Visitors will be limited to 2 per classroom and will be required to sit or stand in the back of the classroom for the duration of the visit. Some of our classrooms are very small, some of them are larger. 2 parents at a time is more than enough in each of the classrooms. Visitors cannot speak or interact with the students or the teacher before, during, or after the visit. This is not a parent conference, parent question and answer period. It's for observation purposes and visitation purposes only. Audio and visual recordings are strictly prohibited. Cell phones must be turned off during the visit. Of course, that's self-explanatory. You can't be taking children or taking teachers. You can't be taking pictures of children. And cell phones can't be running and going off during class time. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to keep in mind that this is an instructional day, and it's not a day that we want to lose for this purpose, but we just want to include our parents as a part of that day so they can see how our daily operations function. If an incident occurs with a visitor, the administration is to be notified immediately. Teachers are not to intercede with parent conflicts. Visitors who are unable to comply with the guidelines will be escorted. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we had 2 parents fighting today at school 3 at dismissal. This is the second such incident we had this year on school grounds. And that's why we have taken the time to put these guidelines in place. And we don't want our teachers to get in the middle of confrontation. We don't know a lot of the parents. We don't know what type of issues may occur in the community. But if they occur on the premises, we of course want to ask them to leave. And unfortunately, if it gets to the point where we have to call for outside assistance, and we do so. But these are the kinds of things that are occurring. And again, safety protocols is going to be maintained throughout the school day. All visitors will return directly to the main lobby by the escort at the conclusion of the assigned visitation period. Are there any questions in reference to these guidelines?
Dr. McCarron, I have a question on number 8.
Yes,
Where it says visitors cannot speak or interact with students or the teacher before, during, or after the visit.
Yes.
Now, if a visitor has a comment to make a question, when will they be able to?
we would ask, they can put it in writing, email, or text the teacher, whatever it may be. We're not sure, but again, we're talking about uninterrupted instruction time. This is still class time. It's for the students and the teacher, not necessarily for the parent. But if you have a question, you can ask maybe the administrator on the out or something like that, but not during the class. We have, in conversations at the building level, we want our teachers to understand that this is still a class. Now, you also have to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that in some of our special education classes, some of our young people don't respond or just visitors, people coming in because it changed the environment. In some of our little classrooms for our 3-year-olds, we have some kids that are still runners, bikers. I mean, you're going to see some things that you don't normally see on a regular basis in the classrooms. So we want to alert some of our parents before they come, depending on what classroom they're going into. These are some of the things that they can see. We ask that you don't react or get involved, but this is our day-to-day operation. Unfortunately, depending on, we do have some youngsters that have behavior issues, and it may be a part of their IEP or disability or whatever it may be, but they just need to be aware that they may see some things, and we're not asking you to get involved or take any action or whatever they do.
So, Dr. Pucci, is it safe to say that the teachers will certainly advise their students that a visitor or visitors or something?
Sure, we want to know that visitors are coming, but we don't want them to stop. I mean, I even made it clear years ago, even as this year, when I come to your classroom, I don't expect you to stop teaching. I don't want you to say, hey, everybody, it's not, no, that's not necessary. I want you to continue on. I want to see the interaction, I want to see the instructions, continue those kinds of things. So yes, we want to maintain as much normalcy as we possibly can during these visitations. All right? Anyone else?
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
On number 1, I just want to clarify, it says 1 visit per school year, so this is not going to be a quarterly event?
Well, we're going to try, but depending on the size of the classroom and how we try to visit, everybody won't be able to come on this first visit because of the space and the number of parents in the classroom. So if you don't get a chance to come to the first one, you may want to come to the second. But my question would be, is there a reason you want to come 4 times?
Why not?
Yeah, my question would be, again, why would you want to come to class 4 times?
I don't know, I was sat and watched my kids for a year
Well-
and a half virtually, so.
Well, that's different because you're not coming into a setting where you are invading or entering into a setting that's already in place, and young people can, react and respond to you virtually. That's something totally different. You don't have the type of interaction or instruction. On the other hand, our concern was, if you wanted every parent to have an opportunity to come, they're all not going to be able to come to first school. It's just impossible. Because if you only have 2 parents in at a time, you only have maybe 6, 7 periods a day. So we're looking at maybe 12, 14, 15, 16 per class, and you may have more students than that. So we want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to visit. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is something totally different from all of this. And it is a concern of the teachers because they're asking us, well, what is our expectation? What should we be doing? How should we, I mean, so we're trying to do this so that it is as normal as possible. Let me just say this so you understand. I've asked my colleagues, have they ever had something like this? No one has ever tried what we're doing. So we need to give it our best shot, but we need to put some things in place so that it happens. But again, in order for every parent, because if we can't schedule you for the first quarter, then you come in the second quarter. But we need to try to make sure that everybody has an opportunity. And we need to minimize the number of parents in classroom at the same time.
I understand. I don't want to date myself here, Dr. Foote, but I don't think we're entirely reinventing the wheel. I remember when my oldest was in school for work, and I'm not going to say how many years ago that was. I remember being allowed to go and observe one period, one classroom. I believe there was, 3 or 4, Ms. Moore, you probably remember around that same time period, this person's a little bit high on this.
Right,
And
you
you
want
were
on education.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we also have one during education week. But ladies and gentlemen, and I don't want to date myself, but these are different times. We are trying to do this and provide a safe environment so that teachers feel comfortable doing this, administrators, and the children, so they feel comfortable. When I show up in the classroom, you'd be surprised how many young people react, even if the teacher doesn't, how many people react to the fact that I'm in the classroom. So that's the issue that we're trying to address. We want to be equitable as best we possibly can. But we again, and I want to be redundant, trying to maintain as much normalcy as possible for the teachers in the classroom. Because again, we made it very clear to the principals and the teachers that this is not a time for us to lose in instruction time. It should be a continuation of what we normally do on a regular day. So every parent will now have an opportunity in the first quarter, maybe they can come the second quarter. But let's try to get through this first one, and let's see how it plays out. Because again, this is new to all of us, and we don't want to over-predict that it will go bad. It maybe turn out to be very, very good. Let's see what happens. Let's give it our best shot. Yes, Ms. Martin.
Do you have an anticipated date?
Oh, yes, we have the dates already. I'm sorry I didn't bring it with me. We have the dates by school. That was done first, and I didn't bring it with me. By the time we have our next meeting, I think we've already had 1 or 2. I think October 5th is the first one off the top of my head. Do you recall, Dr. Carter?
I know that, I think it's October.
I think October the 5th.
High school. And,
I was told October 12th.
Okay,
yeah,
So,
so what's-
don't quote me.
School 5.
okay, and then after school 5, I will be high school, before the end of October, 23rd. So I don't, and
I think
I believe school 4.
someone is October 5th.
uh,
I know there's an early one, Doc. I don't have it with me. But ladies and gentlemen, what I will ask Mrs. Curry to do, no, Dr. Carter, we'll send those dates out to you. Okay? That way you'll know what your dates are.
Early October as well.
Excuse me?
I mean, school 4 is in early October as well. So I
And there's
put-
another one before that?
No.
We'll send the dates out.
No.
We'll make sure you have it. Okay?
So we'll have it.
So we're going to give it our best shot, and again, the only way we're going to be successful is that everybody cooperate. This information will go out to the building. The principals will, disseminate this information to the teachers. We'll send it out to the parents, the building principal will be prepared a cover letter to go with this. We wanted to make sure that parents know that this is coming out of my office and in conjunction with the building principals and our leadership team, right? If there are no additional questions, my next item, at our last board meeting or the meeting prior to that, I discussed with you the pipeline replacement project that's going to happen here at Winslow Township, that we felt was going to be very disruptive, particularly to our transportation. The pipeline replacement project is on schedule for October 9th through December 2023. They didn't give us a specific date. The starting time has changed. They're going to start at 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock on Monday through Friday, and 7 to 5 o'clock on Sunday, on Saturday. They're starting late to give our school buses an opportunity to make their runs and get the young people to school on time. However, dismissal, there may be some issues, because by then they've already started their work. They say they're going to try to give us a passageway. That may not happen. So we need to alert the parents that there may be some delays in dismissal. Ms. Wall, did this go out to the community? Did the township send this out to the community?
Yes.
Did any of you receive this in the mail from the township? No?
It actually went out by the gas company, sent it out. It wouldn't have gone through the
And
township.
does this look familiar to any of you? Have you received this? No? Okay. We were told that they were going to take care of the PR, let people know about this. I think maybe as a school district, we have to do something in addition. To let our parents know that this is going to occur, and young people may be getting home a little later. I can't anticipate whether it's going to be a half hour later, and as the time changes, it gets dark. So we're going to try to do our very best, but this is a situation that's beyond our control.
There's just been advertisements put up,
I'm
the
sorry.
sign stating that they're going to start work.
You said have they?
There's a sign posted by Area Road
Oh,
stating that they will begin this. We've already started working, but there's a sign that says it actually starts on October.
it says area road between Wilkins Landing Road and Williamstown.
That is correct.
I don't know if we may, I don't know if the gas company will allow us to duplicate this and send it out.
Well, we can find out.
Yeah, but I think it's important.
Well, can we just kind of use what we need out of that, put it on the website, so that we can share that information?
I'm thinking it's always because I think our parents pay a little more attention to stuff coming directly to them from the school district. Yeah, we'll do something in addition to it. We were told that we were going to send it out, I'm sorry. Our tentative student enrollment at this point, because until October 15th, then we'll get our exact student enrollment. But right now, our student enrollment is at 4,962.
That up and down.
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. But again, if they have not been in our district at least one day in a seat by October 15th, then we have by law start clearing those. So at this point, these are the young people who have sat in the seat in our district. And this number may have changed because my personal conversation with some of the principals, this number was less than what they had in their seats as of last week. Right? Just you get the information I sent you from the education, townships, education liaison committee, they did establish a date and time. The education committee and the township's education liaison committee will meet on Tuesday, October 3rd, at 2:30 in the school district's administration.
Okay, so just one minute, so that, just a background to that. At the last township committee meeting, which was on, September 12th, I had asked, the mayor if their township's education committee would be available so that our education committee, would be able to meet with them, because I was not fully aware that they actually have an education committee, so I would need to know, certainly I would be interested in finding out what is their purpose and what is their mission, so that we can certainly make sure that we're connected, that the two bodies, governing bodies are connected. And so the reply did come back to Dr. Petit with a brief history, because about 7, 8 years ago, at one time in this meetings you would recall, because you were in that committee at the time, we were having quarterly meetings with the township, but somehow that fell to the wayside. So here we are now. We need to resurrect that so that we can have a flow of communication and also support and assistance with the township's education community.
I just want to be clear, so are the members of our education committee supposed to be at that meeting?
They have the option. I mean, it's not that they're supposed to be, but they're, what we're doing, what I'm doing is letting them know. And I'm just, they've just informed me of when that's going to be today. So the education committee, if they're available at the time, because it is at 2:30, then yes, they are certainly invited to that first meeting with the township's education committee.
Madam President,
Yes, please.
in previous years, it was called the Township Liaison Committee.
Correct.
Not the Education Committee.
Correct.
And
But
at 2:30, we probably, I know myself, depending on the meeting, timing.
I understand.
Just so that you know, in as much as those committee meetings discontinued some time ago, my meetings with the mayor and members of his council, as well as his leadership team, those meetings continue. We continue to meet on a regular basis, and we continue to work together. We did a lot of projects together, and that was the purpose of the meeting. What can we do to work together to save the district township money? So we had quite a few of those meetings, and we were able to do a lot of things collectively, and because of course we serve the same constituents. So those meetings did continue, and we met regularly, with the mayor and members of his leadership. That included, of course, the police department, the fire department. And we have an excellent working relationship to this day with those entities of the township. So I would like to, hopefully we can continue. My last information item, as I mentioned at our last meeting, we had an opportunity to meet with our public information officer, Mr. Perlow. So we had our follow-up meeting today. It's an extensive amount of information she provided us, which I won't go through. I'll just give you the Reader's Digest version. That is, she gave us an overview of our newsletters, social media, our district and school websites. She also presented us with a tentative planning timeline and all the things she recommended that we can be doing and should be doing, and things that she's going to assist us with. And we have other meetings scheduled to move forward. So we have found Mrs. Perlow to be very helpful, and we're going to continue to meet with her, and hopefully you'll be able to see the changes that we're going to make with our social media and how we communicate with our members. That concludes my information items for this evening.
I have a question on that. Have there been any discussion that yet? Maybe you could have this conversation with the team about press release component.
Oh, yeah. Yes. As a matter of fact, she shared with us at our first meeting that is some of the things she would do, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a pricing situation.
About Narcan.
But she will be able to provide us with assistance with press release. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Petit. Moving now, board members, with regards to old business, will there be any old business you care to discuss at this time?
I had one matter I want to discuss from whole business. I'm getting with this, my phone is blowing up. I just want to know that our band got first place, this past week, and I didn't want to go on without letting everyone know that our band is doing just as well. One, as we know, they've been a award-winning band for the last 7 or 8 years, and they're keeping up the tradition with what's going on too. And I just want to make sure that we give them some props and some notification, our lovely band members.
So athletics, the arts, academics, we're moving forward. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. No additional old business, moving on to new business. I just have a few things in new business. With regards to the Citizens Advisory Committee, we're coming to the end of the year, and I want to remind us that Dr. Petit, normally what we do is to make available the application for those in the community who would be interested. We do that at the beginning of October. We allow for at least 30 days for the community to sign up for it. And then in November, we schedule our interviews and we select folks who are interested to be a part of the Citizens Advisory Committee. We have done this in the past, and usually Mr. Curtin puts the full information on our website. Also, it should be now on our Facebook. So,
Are you saying?
yes. I would like that done Monday because our past practice is to make that available to the community for the full month of October. And then we gather that, and then November, at some point in November, we schedule interviews for folks who have expressed an interest, so that in December, they will know that going forward for the new year, that they will be members of the Citizens Advisory Committee. And with regards to the Citizens Advisory Committee, as we know, those who are already on the Citizens Advisory Committee simply have to let the board know that they would like to remain before we let another year.
Is there any limitation to that? I mean, can
Limitation?
you just go on and on and on?
Absolutely, if that, because it's a volunteer position, and if a person, a community member wants to share with us their time and their talents, absolutely. Any other questions? Let's go to the Citizens Advisory Committee. No? All right, with regards to, there is something that is called the 100% Club, and you may have gotten information from the New Jersey School Board, but briefly, what the New Jersey School Board is saying is that they would like every single district, specifically also in Hampton, to have 100% participation in this year's workshop, what we call it the school board convention, but it's actually the title is workshop. And so I would encourage us, and I certainly I would hope that all of us here in this board would at least be put in one day there. What did you remind us at? And my last item would be, I've given out to every board member an email that was sent to me by Dr. Natasha Castellanella. Anyway, what she wanted us to know, wanted us to spread the word, is that the National Pan-Hellenic Council of Central New Jersey is scheduling what they're calling a teen, it's called a teen town hall for teens and young adults to educate them on the current political events and discuss their ideas. Now, I received this, I think, Monday, and this event is going to take place Saturday, October 7th in Scotch Plains. And I will call her to let her know that I shared this with the board. I was thinking in terms of those teens and young folks who are here, especially in Winslow, on that particular date, October 7th, there were actually 3 events that are occurring that probably our young folks are probably going to want to go to. And those events certainly is Stella's Fall Festival, October 7th. The second one is Winslow Township's Fall Festival, October 7th. And then the third one is the Camden County Tech Food Truck Festival, which is October 7th. So I don't know how interested we can get our local teenagers and youth, but I'm hoping, folks, that you have that in front of you, that you read it, and that you share with as many folks who you possibly can. And that would be my new business.
I have some.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes, one thing I'm gonna ask a question, then I'm just gonna say a statement. First, I usually found out about a job. That's something that we're having.
The township.
Is that contract?
That's the township.
And also, I mean, you know,
But we are aware of it.
okay,
It's not that Mr. State is certainly aware of it, yes.
so we're involved with that. We're gonna, you know, part with some jobs that we can advertise that. Are we doing that?
It was shared with, transportation, food services, as well as ESS, so they'll be.
Okay. And just beginning, you know, I actually went to school, and it's personal for me. It's not really business for me. So I like to, you know, give credit where credit is due, and I like to hear what the community says, and I like to hear, you know, how we can improve. And I just want to point out some things that may not be very new to the district, but have been newly enacted. I mean, we talk about this public information officer, that's newly enacted. So that's something that, you know, that the community was saying a couple of years ago, and then some people, superintendent and his administration heard that cry and enacted that cry. The visitation, it may not be perfect, but he heard that cry, the administration, his cohort heard that cry and enacted it. You know, we have a new violence policy, discipline policy that has been enacted. These are things that have been enacted, you know, since the dress code, nobody talking about. I'm not gonna say the word, but I don't hear nobody talking about that. That's new, it's been enacted. The digital media team, what we're about to do there is gonna be phenomenal, that's been enacted. The Narcan thing on the school bus, press release, worthy news has been enacted. We need to chat with the boardroom, these are newly enacted things, and it's not even October, and the community is being heard. You know, they can hear the bad stuff, but that was really make sure that they hear the good stuff about how we heard the community and stuff are being acted.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Any further new business? Moving now to public comment, Mr. Long?
Certainly, Madam President. Public comment. Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making important decisions that affect the children of our community. We believe in the rights of citizens to observe board meetings. To ensure that all citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board conduct the important business of the district, we ask that the speakers follow the guidelines for making public comment. The board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make public comment. We ask that you respect the following procedures in doing so. 1, all members of the public attending school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. 2, state your full name and address prior to addressing the board. 3, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. 4, submit your comments to the Board of Education in the event we can't answer them this evening with your name, address, and telephone number where you can be contacted. Your questions will be answered within a reasonable time. And lastly, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, other testifier, or member of the public. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Mr. Long. At this time, board members, I'm asking for a motion to approve our moving into public comment. Moved by Mrs. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas, all in favor? Aye. Any nays? Thank you. Ms. Boyle?
Mr. Robert Nevitt.
Robert Neff, the president of the Winslow Township Education Association. just to keep Kennedy tonight, go back to the Kennedy tonight. Flyers that were on flyer. Okay, should be going from home, hoping Friday for some buildings and the latest Monday. So we'll go home, backpack express, best we can do, but get it out to every building. I should have enough on Friday, in every building. When to get out on Friday, I don't know, but, hopefully the right ones. All right, so good evening, Dr. McKee, and President and members of the board. I'm going to start by saying that I appreciate that Dr. McKee expressed many of the concerns of the Teacher Association for parent visitation. I had spoken to Dr. McKee prior to this, and voiced our concerns. He addressed quite a few of them, but I would be remiss if I didn't come up here and still reiterate myself and touch on some of the other items that are concerning. All right. So I'm going to be speaking on behalf of the members of the Winslow Township Education Association. A lot of these concerns have been raised by most of them and centered around the issue of the state. I address code issue. Now I know Dr. McKee said that they were hoping they become professionally dressed. All right. Well, as far as the parents go, you can dress in the same professional attire as the staff. Okay. And go with it in your outfits, acceptable or unacceptable. We talked about cell phones, and we told a week before, and we just mentioned it again. It's my understanding that cell phones are being turned off and not used during visits. Question: who's going to enforce this mandate? What if a parent refuses to cooperate and insists on using the cell phone for a lesson? Videotaping, recording a lesson, or just receiving phone calls or utilizing them? Spoke about safety issues, fingerprinting and background checks. All employees of the school district have to pass background checks before being allowed in the buildings. So how are you going to know that the people you are admitting freely into the schools are citizens who stand in the community? Just asking. How about school safety? In 22 years, and millions of dollars have been spent since the unthinkable happened, and we got to witness the first mass shooting in school in the United States. We have safety vestibules are in place in all of our buildings. And they are to deter anyone from entering buildings with ill intent. Now, in my building, I have a safety vestibule. It is not to be accessed by the staff during school hours. Now, imagine that. How can it be that I have gone through a background check, have a swipe card that means actually access to the building, to the safety vestibule? And I can't use that safety vestibule during the school day for fear that there might be a parent in that vestibule that might use that opportunity that I opened the door coming into the school system. All right? It seems like you guys are going to forego all of these safety protocols just to accommodate the parents. I find that offensive. So, is the board looking to provide law enforcement, if not the buildings, at least on the school property during these days? Because if there's an incident, how far away is help? I know what you're thinking. None of this would happen in our schools. Here's something to think about. 2 incidents were reported to me after back to school nights that occurred in 2 separate buildings. One went to high school, and one in school 5. Or school 1 where a staff member had to get in between 2 parents because of their dislike for one another, and they were ready to fight. This happened during back to school nights. How are you going to stop during parent visitation days? Will the staff be given a list of visiting parents prior to visitation day? If the teacher had trouble in the past with a parent, that teacher should be able to refuse to let that parent enter the classroom. Not all parents are going to be coming in with intent. You have to understand. Finally, what is the board's objective or attainable goal for parent visitation days? Everyday teacher needs objective or attainable goal for the class and the way to evaluate that lesson. So So how is the board going to evaluate if they have met their attainable goal of these visitation days? Just ask. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you, for your cooperation and understanding in this matter.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Christie Winslow.
Good evening, Dr. President, Board. First, just going to start with the positive. CAC attended school nights and saw amazing interaction with teachers and students. And I participated in multiple of them. The schools looked fantastic. Participated as a parent at the high school one, which was well organized and usual. With everyone, going through those classrooms and all of those teachers. So just kudos to all of you, and to the principals for taking care of that. I know that it's a lot of fun, and we parents really appreciate that. Then I want to just express some concern around climate culture. I know we've gone over this extensively this evening, but hear me out. Just want to get this out. And I'm speaking as both a parent, but I'm going to reference CAC. The CAC came to the Board of Education at the end of last year, at the end of our recommendation season, so to speak, before summer. It was at that time that we brought it up at one meeting, came back at the April meeting with a formal recommendation from the CAC, really outlining what that would take, what the experience was, and why that particular survey was important for a number of reasons, because of the anonymity around it, because of the data collection around it, because of the longevity of the resources around that survey. At last board meeting, Dr. Muti very pointedly said, this is, quote, a heavy lift. I actually used those exact words at the April meeting when the CAC came and said, this will be a heavy lift and we should start looking at it now. The board made the decision to wait until an August date in order to start to look at those things. In my opinion, not really giving Dr. Moti and Dr. Carcamo valid and ample time to prepare for all of those things, knowing that it would be a heavy lift. Now we hear the report from the education committee this evening that the real discussion around this happened on September 18th. That, in my eyes, as a parent, is a failure. We have failed to take the steps to give our staff and our administration the resources to be successful with some of the tools that the community has been asking for the past 7 years. This is not a new concept. This is not a new request. It has come through the CAC multiple times. I, too, am going to observe positiveness in that Dr. Muti will come back with a recommendation, well, that it would not be a recommendation, but with a plan that we would implement. What I would like to ask is during that plan that a number of things hopefully be considered. That is that when you go through some of these surveys, the anonymity of its members, taking that survey needs to be paramount. Staff, administrators, teachers, community members need to feel secure that they're going to be able to go give those answers within a reasonable area where it will not get back that it is them or you will not get honest feedback. And I know this because I have worked through these surveys in my prior career experience. Number two, that it does also go through hopefully those 6 components. Those 6 components of that survey are really important. They cover things that Ms. Peterson said, that Dr. Muti said this evening. So I know that's top of mind. Safety concerns, climate concerns, academic concerns. It's really just meant as a benchmark for us to be able to move forward. And then the last piece is that when we have that survey, whatever survey we are going to adopt and utilize, that it is one that allows us to have a plan. I've heard Mr. Thomas speak
kind, what is our outcome, what are our goals? Whatever survey functionality we use should also lay the groundwork for our future work and our current work and have that. So I just needed to say that I'm disappointed in certain ways that we did not take the steps that we could have to be prepared. No one wants our principals and our administration at that level to have more work, but had we as a board and as a community and as an administration collaboratively done that work earlier, it may not have been as heavy.
Madam Clerk, and that includes those that have signed up this evening. We have anybody, no, nobody this time.
Thank you, Ms. Brewer. Board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to adjourn our public comment portion of our meeting.
Motion to adjourn public comments.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas, all in favor? Thank you.
Yes, yes.
In accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, we will be retiring into executive session on September 27th, 2023 at 8:55 p.m. The 9 exceptions will be using number 1, matters of privacy, which involves particularly student discipline, which are confidential by nature under Title 18A, and I would anticipate that we would be approximately 30 minutes. There will also likely be action from that coming out of that executive session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Long. Board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to approve our moving into executive session.
Motion to approve the executive session. Second.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. Roll call, please.
Ms. Britton? Yes. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson? Yes. Wait a minute, Ms. Thomas? Yes. Ms. Peters? Yes. Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you. We are now moving into our executive session. Thank you very much.